From undeserved kindness to unreturned affection, you may have struggled socially because of your INFJ personality. But when life eventually imparts the most important lessons to you, your Sigma nature comes to the fore. These are some ways that life changed you to become an INFJ. Number 10, they see through life that their desire to fit in is fleeting. Some INFJs can seem happy around others in order to seem normal. They understand they don't actually need to blend in or be liked. They learned how to release their Sigma essence and transform into Sigma INFJs at this point in their lives. Although common and transient, the urge to fit in is worthless. Life may transform INFJs into Sigmas by showing them they can't go as long as they keep looking for acceptance from others. If they won't value their uniqueness, they can't get better. It's because accepting their identity entails being aware of their assets and liabilities. It entails understanding their existence and knowing what to keep and what to improve upon, which forms the basis of character development. Number 9, let yourself to experience the advantages of emotional distance. By exposing INFJs to the advantages of emotional detachment, life can transform them into their Sigma selves. What more is there to enjoy about connection if it merely causes people to worry and overthink all the time? When connections just serve to increase the pressure to conform when things in life take an unexpected turn, what else is there to be thrilled about? The mood of Sigma INFJs won't be affected by uncontrollable emotional occurrences anymore. While some INFJs feel glad when others are happy and sad when others are sad, their Sigma nature adds rationality to those responses, allowing INFJs to choose whether or not to let someone or something impact them moving forward. The Sigma INFJ has learned to guard against letting others, even close ones, control their emotions without their consent. They will not tolerate any emotional experience that is destructive to their well-being, which is why they are less likely to be involved in codependent relationships. Can emotional distance make you happier as a Sigma INFJ? Number 8, they learn from it to never expend energy in vain. Because life has taught them not to expend their energy in vain, the INFJs have become better at resisting the temptation to accept unneeded challenges that come their way. INFJs choose their conflicts carefully, which helps them save a lot of time and energy. They are unstoppable while achieving their objectives or following their essentially unachievable ideals. Against all odds, INFJs will continue to align their actions, attitudes, and perspectives even when there are many reasons to quit up. All decisions are made with their end in mind. They will eventually understand that not every issue is worth their time and effort, as life teaches them to work wisely by just choosing the important issues. Not every cause is worthwhile. Similarly, not all challenges can help kids learn important things. Some are simply obstacles, nothing more or less. Number 7, it encourages children to be utterly inaccessible because ultimately life will happen. Educate an INFJ that being constantly there for people may not be helpful for their well-being, since it exposes them to the negative effects of inadequate boundaries, a lack of reciprocity, and the stench of betrayal. INFJs really want to serve others, yet this unselfish impulse frequently goes unacknowledged, unappreciated, or unrecognized. INFJs discover that their friends only turn to them for consolation, counsel, and help, never for anything else. Although INFJs have never been the favorite, they have always been devoted pals. The Sigma, their more advanced selves, are not like that. They are not likely to offer to help if no one approaches them. They just won't put their efforts into something no one is prepared to do for them, which is not to mean they are ineffective or lazy. Being always accessible for folks who were never available to them as a Sigma INFJ is far from being their first priority. How pleasant is it to blatantly decline requests from some people? Number 6, develop their sense of self. Sigma INFJs vary from all other INFJs in that they are more conscious of the reasons behind their actions and attitudes. As a result, they perform better because they are more aware of the factors influencing their feelings and decisions. This takes place when life imparts a crucial lesson to them. Genuine fulfillment is only possible with self-awareness. INFJs can become lost in the sea of societal expectations because they already don't know who they are or what they are destined for, since they are still so consumed by the daily grind that they neglect to review their identity and what really matters. In order to reach peak self-awareness, one must transform into their superior forms. Being a Sigma does not imply that they have less regard for others. Rather, it indicates that they are more preoccupied with self. Number 5. Helping children to feel at ease in unpleasant situations. However, life can teach them that people don't care as much as they think, and if people would ever care, the amount of attention they put into their feelings isn't worth people's response. So instead of being preoccupied with what others will think, some INFJs still haven't mastered this skill and still have the urge to break the ice on the atmosphere gets awkward with their silence. Even when they don't feel like speaking, they will be forced to speak just to keep people comfortable social situations. Number 4. Exposing them to second chances. Drawbacks. This is not to say that obtaining a Sigma. The Sigma simply judges people based on their behavior patterns. So if they think someone is rude, it is because they are rude. There are no more justifications or excuses, which is why it is challenging for them to extend second chances to someone who cheats or lies about their financial situation. INFJ is defined as being uncaring, vain, or intolerant, or abuses them, while INFJs can easily think of folks who have treated them poorly. When people exhibit those behaviors, it tells a lot about who they are in reality underneath those personalities and appearances. When an INFJ stops giving second chances, it suggests that they have fully grown into their Sigma self, since they just cannot forgive and forget. They may forgive, but they won't ever welcome those individuals back. Number 3. They are pushed to be brutally honest as a result. Since they don't want to upset others, some INFJs are accustomed to carefully avoiding their inferiority complexes. Yet, by exposing kids to triggers, life will urge more honesty in them. INFJs occasionally need to accept their anger and frustration for what it is, rather than pretending that everything is okay when they are dissatisfied. When their limits are crossed, Sigma self-control forces them to deliver constructive criticism, while Sigma softness enables them to express their anger without feeling bad about it. The Sigma INFJ is more concerned about how being overly nice might adversely affect their well-being than the INFJ, who is worried about offending others. This explains why Sigma INFJs are more inclined than other INFJs to speak out. But does this mean that they are unpleasant and insensitive? Number 2. Because INFJs are by nature kind, unselfish, and sensitive, it helps them realize what they genuinely deserve. Even with those who do not respect their fragility, they have a tendency to readily soften up, and when they fully commit to relationships, their altruism makes them vulnerable to exploitation. They have a large compassion for those who are quietly struggling with their inner troubles, because they understand what it's like to battle alone, and how there is no one to depend on. But life will teach them what they truly deserve as they go toward wholeness. Life will teach them what they truly deserve. INFJs will learn the unavoidable truth when they tap into their Sigma nature. They will come to understand that not everyone deserves their generosity. They don't need half-truths, constant tenderness, or nebulous promises. They don't deserve one-sided love with those who struggle with commitment. To help the INFJ better understand and take care of themselves, life must occasionally force certain individuals out of their lives. Number 1. They are made aware of the true nature of individuals. When life finally lets you see who your true pals are, you might change into a Sigma INFJ. Even though learning how little they care about you may sting, this is the only way you will ever be able to find the type of friendship you truly deserve. To move on in life and find another happy connection, you must learn to let go. Because of your natural empathy, you must first feel sad before choosing to see the good in others. But your Sigma self won't do that, since an INFJ Sigma believes it is not reckless to think others are decent when all they show are their flaws and filthy attitudes and unruly conduct. Sigma INFJs base their impressions solely on what others show them rather than what they might be. When did you start seeing people for what they are rather than for what they might become? Extracting positive attitudes that people refuse to express is not your job because this is not your life in the first place. The expectations of others, societal pressure, and pre-existing ideas formerly held Sigma INFJs captive. But as their actual nature emerges, they will learn to be unapologetically themselves in whatever they are destined to achieve. How has your life changed since then? Do you acknowledge that you have developed from your former self?